You are not losing because life is too hard. You are losing because every day you let the smallest things control you. You wake up and grab your phone before you even have time to think. A message makes you lose focus. A comment makes you lose your composure. A small emotion ruins your entire day. And then you ask yourself, why do I always feel like I lose in important situations? In this video, you will understand the most important principles you must control if you want to win in every situation. Your words, your emotions, your money, and most importantly, your mind. But listen carefully to this. If you cannot control those principles, you will continue to live in a state of reaction. Reacting to others, reacting to circumstances, reacting to your own weak thoughts. And that is not living. That is being controlled. Maybe you are still going to work every day, still trying, still busy. But inside you are tired, easily irritated, easily shaken, and always feel like you are not truly in control of your life. The truth is, you have not lost control of your life. You have just never controlled yourself. And when you cannot master yourself, everything outside will do it for you. So today, we are not talking about motivation. We are talking about discipline, not inspiration, but control. And you should stay until the end of this video because the final principle will make you look back at the way you are living and force you to change. Principle 1, control your mind before it controls you. I want you to imagine a very normal morning. You wake up. Before your feet even touch the ground, your hand reaches for your phone. Within a few minutes, you have already seen the news, watched a few stories, read a few comments, and you do not realize that you just let the entire world enter your mind before you had a chance to take control of it. That is not a small habit. That is the moment you lose your first control of the day. I have observed many people. They are not weak. They are not lazy. But they always feel tired, scattered, and unable to move forward. Not because they lack ability, but because they have never controlled their mind. Your mind is like an extremely powerful machine, but if you do not take control of it, it will be programmed by external things, notifications, social media, negative news, other people's opinions. And gradually, you no longer think the way you want. You react based on what you have absorbed. You plan to work, but you open your phone. You plan to focus, but you feel bored. You plan to start, but you procrastinate. Not because you are weak, but because your mind has been trained to seek ease. Ask yourself a very simple question. Who is controlling your thoughts every day? If the answer is not me, then that is the problem. A strong person is not someone who is never distracted. A strong person is someone who can bring their mind back every time it drifts away. That is a skill, and like a muscle, it must be trained. Every time you want to check your phone but do not, you are getting stronger. Every time you want to quit but stay for 10 more minutes, you are rebuilding your operating system. You do not need to change your entire life in one day. You just need to reclaim small moments from distraction. Because the truth is, you do not lose in big battles. You lose in very small moments repeated every day. And if you cannot control your mind, then the next things like emotions, words, or money will also slip out of your hands. So start here, not with a perfect plan, but with one very simple action. The next time you get distracted, pause and choose to come back, just once. Then we will move on to what is silently destroying your performance every day, your emotions. Principle 2, control your emotions in every situation. I want you to remember a day when things did not go as planned. Maybe it was just something small. Someone said something unpleasant to you. A task had a mistake. A message was not replied to, but just that one moment, your entire day started to derail. You became irritated, lost focus, and the things you should have done well became heavy. This is what most people do not realize. It is not the event that ruins your day. It is your reaction to that event. Emotions are like the weather. They constantly change. Sunny, rainy, stormy. But the problem is many people let this weather drive their life. They work when they feel inspired. They treat others well when they are in a good mood. They try when they feel like it, and when they do not feel like it, they stop. That is why they always start but never finish. I want you to understand something very important. Amateurs live by emotions. Professionals act by standards. Imagine you are sitting on a plane. The plane hits heavy turbulence. Lights flicker, warning sounds go off. What do you want? A pilot panicking with emotions, or someone calm, following procedure even when everything outside is chaotic? You are the pilot of your own life. But the problem is you are letting the passengers control the cockpit. Anger, fear, jealousy, insecurity. They knock on the door, and you let them take control. That is why you say things you regret, make decisions you do not truly want, and ruin things you spent a long time building. A strong person is not someone without emotions. A strong person is someone who does not let emotions decide their actions. Between an event and your response, there is always a space, very small, but enough for you to choose. Most people react immediately, like a machine. But you must learn to pause. Just one beat. Take a breath. Do not speak immediately. Do not act immediately. In that moment, you regain control. You choose calm instead of explosion. You choose solutions instead of blame. You choose silence instead of making things worse. Ask yourself, when was the last time your emotions made you make a wrong decision? And if you do not change, how much will it cost you in 5 years? Because the truth is, you do not need a perfect life to win. You just need a stable state in an imperfect life. And when you control your emotions, you begin to become someone that circumstances cannot shake. But emotions are only one part. There is something else more subtle, quietly destroying your image and your future every day. It is what you say out of your mouth. Principle 3. Control your words before they betray you. I want you to pay close attention to something very simple, but overlooked every day. What you say is not just sound. It is a command. Every time you say, I'm tired, I can't do this, this is too hard, you think it is just expressing emotion, but it is not. Your brain does not distinguish between joking or serious. It hears and it obeys. When you say, I'm tired, your brain starts looking for reasons to stop. When you say, I can't do this, your brain stops looking for solutions. You are programming yourself every day with your own words. And most people are programming themselves toward failure without even realizing it. They complain. They blame. They talk about what they do not have more than what they can do. They talk a lot, but do very little. I have met people who always talk about big plans. They tell you about business ideas, about goals to change their lives, about things they are about to do. But then nothing happens. Why? Because saying it gives them the feeling as if they have already done it. A false feeling, but enough to delay real action. That is a very dangerous trap. Undisciplined people spend energy through words. Disciplined people save that energy for action. Pay attention to truly strong people. They are not the ones who talk the most in the room. They are often the quietest, not because they have nothing to say, but because they are observing, thinking, preserving energy. Every word they speak has a purpose. They do not speak to impress. They speak to produce results. I want you to start doing something very simple from today. Before you speak, ask yourself, will this move me forward? If the answer is no, do not say it. Silence is sometimes the highest form of discipline. And there is one more thing you need to remember. Words do not only affect you, they also affect how others see you. You may be very capable, very full of potential. But if your words are negative, complaining, or uncontrolled, you will ruin your own image before you even get the chance to prove your ability. Ask yourself, are you using your words to build your future, or unknowingly destroying it every day? Because the truth is, you do not need to say much to win. You just need to say the right things and take real action. And when you control your words, you begin to preserve your energy, focus, and respect. But there is still something else, something that, if you do not control, will quietly take your freedom away little by little. It is how you use money. Principle 4, control money before it controls your life. I want you to be honest with yourself for a moment. Have you ever bought something, not because you needed it, but because you felt empty? A tiring day, you reward yourself. A sad day, you go shopping. A stressful day, you spend money to relieve stress. And in that moment, you feel a little better. But that feeling does not last. It disappears quickly. And what remains is money gone, and a habit slowly controlling you. This is something very few people are willing to face. Money is not the problem. How you respond to money is the problem. If you lack discipline, money will make you more impulsive. If you are insecure, money will make you more anxious. If you cannot control your emotions, you will use money to fix them. And that is the trap. You do not spend money because you are rich. You spend money because you cannot control yourself. I have seen many people work very hard, earn money, but at the end of the month, nothing is left. Not because they are not capable, but because they do not respect what they have. They spend to impress others. They spend to feel better for a moment. They spend to fill internal voids. But the truth is, no item can fix a mind without discipline. You can buy a new phone, a nice outfit, an expensive experience. But if you still cannot control yourself, everything will return to the same state. And gradually, you do not just lose money. You lose your ability to choose. Because when you live dependent on money, you cannot say no. You cannot leave a bad job, cannot refuse a toxic relationship, cannot stand firm under pressure. But when you control money, everything changes. You begin to spend consciously. You begin to delay gratification. You begin to build instead of consume. And little by little, you buy back your freedom, not with large amounts of money, but with small discipline repeated every day. Ask yourself, are you using money to build your future or using it to escape your present? Because the truth is, money does not make you free, discipline with money does. And if you cannot control money, you will always have to trade your time, your peace, and your choices. But even if you control your words, emotions, and money, there is still something more important, a hidden mechanism in your brain that determines whether you are truly disciplined or just trying. It is the ability to say no to yourself. Principle 5, train the ability to say no to yourself. I want you to notice a very familiar moment. The alarm goes off in the morning. You open your eyes and a voice immediately appears in your head. Just 5 more minutes, no one is forcing you. No one is watching you. It is just you and your decision. And most people choose to go back to sleep, not because they are weak, but because they have not trained the ability to say no to themselves. There is something you need to understand. Your life is not destroyed by big decisions. It is shaped by very small decisions repeated every day. You say yes to ease. You say yes to procrastination. You say yes to instant comfort. And every time you do, you are saying no to a better version of yourself. It sounds simple, but this is the core of discipline. You do not need to become perfect. You just need to start winning small battles. When your phone vibrates, you can choose not to check it immediately. When you are working, you can choose not to open another meaningless tab. When you feel like quitting, you can stay a little longer. Those actions are not big, but they are changing how your brain works. Every time you resist an urge, you are training a very important muscle in your brain, the muscle of self-control. And like any muscle, it only grows when you use it. A weak person is not someone without goals. A weak person is someone who cannot say no to themselves. They know what they should do, but they do not do it. They have plans, but they do not execute. Not because they lack intelligence, but because they cannot control their impulses. I want you to change that, starting with very small things. No need to wait for a perfect day. No need for massive motivation. Just one decision. The next time you want to choose the easy option, pause and choose the harder one. Just once. Then one more time, and one more time. Gradually, you will realize something. You are no longer controlled by emotions or habits. You begin to control yourself. Ask yourself, today, how many things have you said yes to that made you weaker? And how many things are you willing to say no to become stronger? Because the truth is, strength does not come from doing something extraordinary. It comes from controlling small choices when no one is watching. And when you train the ability to say no, you lay the foundation for something even more powerful. The ability to focus deeply in a world full of distractions. Principle 6, build deep focus in a distracted world. I want you to try something very simple. Sit down. No phone, no music, no notifications. Just you and one difficult task. How long before you start to feel uncomfortable? 5 minutes? 10 minutes? Or even less than 2 minutes before you want to get up, check something, or find something easier? This is the biggest problem of this era. It is not that you lack opportunities. It is not that you lack intelligence. You lack the ability to focus. You live in a world where everything is designed to pull your attention away. Notifications, short videos, news, social media. All of it is competing for one thing, your attention. And if you do not control it, someone else will use it for you. You think you are busy. You think you are doing a lot. But the truth is, you are doing many things halfway. You start something, then get interrupted. You come back, then get pulled away again. You jump from one thing to another all day. The result? You are tired. But you do not move forward. That is not working. That is scattered energy. Winners are not the ones who do more. They are the ones who focus deeper. They can sit for 60, 90, even 120 minutes just to solve one single problem. No checking their phone. No seeking entertainment. No escaping when it gets hard. They stay. And in those periods, real value is created. A good idea. A skill upgraded. a step forward that others cannot make. I am not saying this is easy. At first, it will be very uncomfortable. You will feel restless. You will want to quit. You will look for reasons to do something else. That is normal, because your mind is used to constant stimulation. But if you stay, if you push through that feeling, something will happen. You start to go deeper. You understand problems more clearly. You think sharper. You work more effectively. And most importantly, you start taking back control of your time. Ask yourself, in one day, how long do you truly focus deeply? Or are you just jumping from one thing to another and calling it work? Because the truth is, if you cannot focus, you cannot create anything valuable. And if you cannot create value, you will always be chasing others. So start very small. No need for 2 hours immediately. Just 30 minutes. 30 minutes uninterrupted. 30 minutes without distraction. 30 minutes doing one thing all the way through. Then increase it gradually. Because when you master focus, you start to master results. But to maintain that focus, you need something even harder. The ability to endure discomfort without quitting. And that is what most people always avoid. Principle 7. Train the ability to endure discomfort. I want you to face a truth that many people avoid. You do not fail because you are not capable. You fail because you cannot tolerate discomfort long enough. You start something. At first, you are motivated, but then discomfort appears. Tired, bored, no results, want to quit, and you stop. Not because you cannot continue, but because you do not want to feel uncomfortable anymore. This is the difference between average people and those who truly move forward. Average people avoid difficulty. Strong people learn to go through it. I am not talking about huge challenges. I am talking about very small things that you keep avoiding. A workout you do not want to go to. A task you keep delaying. A conversation you are afraid to face. Every time you avoid it, you are teaching yourself one thing. If it is hard, quit. And over time, that becomes a reflex. You stop trying. You just look for something easier. But the truth is, life does not get easier. You just become weaker. Strong people do not wait to feel ready. They act even when they do not want to. They train when tired. They work when bored. They continue when things are not going well. Not because they enjoy suffering, but because they understand. Discomfort is not a signal to stop. It is a signal that you are on the right path. Think about your body. When you train, your muscles hurt, but that pain is what makes you stronger. Your mind is the same. Every time you stay a little longer when you want to quit, every time you do something hard when you do not want to, you are building a new version of yourself. A version that is not easily shaken, not easily defeated. I want you to start changing how you see discomfort. Do not see it as an enemy. See it as a signal that you are leaving your comfort zone, a signal that you are growing. Ask yourself, what have you been avoiding just because it is hard? And if you keep avoiding it, what will it cost you in the future? Because the truth is, you cannot build a strong life by always choosing the easy path. You must learn to step into difficulty and stay long enough for it to change you. And when you can do that, something very special happens. You do not just control yourself, you become someone others can rely on. Someone who does not panic, does not waver, does not quit when things get hard. And that is when you move to the next level. Not just living well for yourself, but becoming a standard for others. Principle 8, become the standard that others can rely on. I want you to look back at everything we have just gone through. Your mind, your emotions, your words, your money, your focus, your discipline with yourself, your ability to endure discomfort. All of these are not just to make you better, but to make you more stable. Because at some point, life will not ask if you are talented. It will ask, are you consistent? When everything is normal, anyone can appear strong. But when pressure shows up, that is when everything is revealed. Some people panic. Some people blame. Some people lose control. And some people remain calm, not because they are unaffected, but because they have trained themselves long enough to not be pulled in. I want you to become that kind of person. Someone who, when entering a difficult situation, does not make things worse. You make things clearer. You do not react emotionally. You observe. You do not talk much. You speak with purpose. You do not rush. You act with intention, and gradually something will happen. Others begin to feel it. They trust you more. They listen to you more. They come to you when things get complicated, not because you are perfect, but because you are consistent. That consistency does not come from luck. It comes from controlling yourself when no one is watching. The moments you wanted to quit, but did not. The moments you wanted to react, but you paused. The moments you wanted to choose easy, but chose what was right. Those small moments add up and create a different person. A person with standards. Not standards to show others, but standards you do not break, even when no one knows. Ask yourself, in the hardest situations, are you the one holding things together or the one making things more chaotic? Because in the end, your true value is not in moments when things are easy. It is in how you stand firm when everything around you starts to lose control. I want you to pause for a moment and look back at the entire journey, not to remember the content, but to look at yourself. You have seen one thing clearly. You are not losing because of circumstances. You are losing because you have not controlled yourself. Your mind is pulled away. Your emotions are unstable. Your words lack discipline. Your money is used based on feeling. Your focus is fragmented, and every day you choose ease more than you realize. But that is not the end. It is just the beginning, because the moment you realize this, you are already different from most people. Most people will watch this, then go back to old habits, still pick up their phone the same way, still react the same way, still procrastinate the same way. But you have a choice. You do not need to change everything. Just start with one thing. One, it could be controlling your words. It could be not reacting immediately when emotions rise. It could be not spending money impulsively, or simply focusing for 30 minutes without interruption. Just one thing, but do it for real. Do it every day. Because life does not change in one big moment. It changes through small actions repeated long enough. Ask yourself, if you maintain this discipline for 7 days, how different will you be? If you maintain it for 30 days, how will your life begin to change? And if you change nothing, where will you be in 5 years? The truth is, you do not need more motivation. You need more control. You do not need more opportunities. You need to use what you already have. And you do not need to become someone else. You just need to become the version you know you can be. Start today. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, right now. Because time is still moving, whether you act or not. And the final question I want you to keep is, will you continue to be controlled, or will you start taking control of yourself?